right. So a couple of things. When I was a kid, my dad used to say, he would say, what is the number one thing people like talking about? And then he would say themselves, right? The number one thing people like talking about is themselves. And the beauty of that as a journalist is I love hearing people talk. I genuinely do. Like I'm actually curious. I've always been the joke in my family. Like I'm not saying I have a lot of weaknesses, but like I do like hearing people's stories. And I do like hearing like my wife, it'll drive her crazy. We'll be on an elevator and I'll say to someone, what's the craziest thing you've ever had happen in an elevator? Or like we'll be talking to the flight attendant. I can't help but ask the flight attendant, what's the story of the worst passenger you've ever had? Stuff like that. Like I just love hearing stories. I love it. Like I love it. I love it. And the thing is, what we have as humans that you have to shut off, like actually shut off as a journalist, is we have this inclination when someone is telling a story. Like let's say I'm talking about, I grew up a Jets fan, a New York Jets fan, and I'm telling you about like that game with Richard Todd. You might be thinking in your head, oh, if you think that's bad, wait till I tell you the story about the time with my quarterback, blah, blah, blah. And the human inclination is to interrupt someone else's story because you have this thing you want to say. As a journalist, you actually have to shut that off and you let them talk. And a lot of times the silence and the gaps and the pauses and the transitions give you really good stuff, right? And like you mentioned Robert Jones. I haven't thought about that in a long time. Robert Jones was a linebacker out of East Carolina with the Cowboys. He was a first round pick. He wasn't a bust, but he was a disappointment. And what people didn't understand about him is he had this horribly tragic childhood. Yes. Where he was on his mom's lap when she was murdered. I have that right? He was on his mom's lap. Yeah. And his whole motivation in life wasn't to be a football star, wasn't to win a Super Bowl. He just wanted a family. He just wanted to have kids and a wife. And I remember I met him at the Cheesecake Factory in Austin, Texas. And we sat down and we talked for probably 3 hours. And he just talked and talked and talked. And when he stopped, I would ask questions. But it was none of like, oh, well, my mom, blah, 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 blah. It's like,
right.
Your time, I'm here to listen to you. And the other thing is like, this is going to sound weird. I haven't explained this very often, but I do think it's true. Like, you have to know there's certain gaps you're looking for. Like, there's certain things you're looking for. And certain, like, if someone says like, man, my fifth birthday party was rough, right? This is an example. My fifth birthday party. Your next question can't be, oh, so do you like Mexican food? Like your next question has to be, well, what happened to your fifth birthday party? And then the person might be like, well, my grandma had a heart attack party and blah, 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 blah. That do something with the sound.
Uh-oh. That's Shane. I knew it was Shane.
Yeah, you can continue. He'll be back.
Happens all the time. Don't worry about that.
I bored Shane. And you just want to continue and you want to stay on that path. And like if someone's like fifth birthday party, and then you don't just want to let it go, right? Oh, well, my grandma died of a heart attack. Well, what was your grandma's name? Oh, her name was Molly. Were you close with her? Man, she made me chocolate ice. She took me for chocolate ice cream every Sunday. Just chocolate ice cream. Actually, she would always put sprinkles on it, and they were shaped like Mickey Mouse because she loved Mickey Mouse. And all of a sudden, you go down this winding path where you're learning about not just the fifth birthday party, but the grandma who influenced him, and blah 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 and blah blah blah, and ice cream. And that's where you get your details from. So like, it's all about following along and not letting it go. That's a big part of it that people overlook.
You're one of the best gentlemen I know that can get people to just simply open up, man. That's one of your sharpest skills. Don't mind me. I'm nobody. I'm just critiquing you in the book because I've read it. Of course I've read it, and like I said, I gave my dad a copy for his birthday.
It's a horrible cover. That's my least favorite cover of any book I've written. It looks like a third grader put it together. The hardcover, not the paperback. It's a terrible cover.
Yeah. I got the hardcover, but just for you to get people to open up, and you make the story of the big guy like Emmett and the things that he went through just as interesting. You make the story of the unknown guy. You make his story just as, or if not more interesting. So for you to get to people, my question was, yes, thank you for answering that. How to get people to open up and how to become a better listener than an interviewer. If does that make sense?
Yeah, but Vito, I wanted to say something. I'm being serious about this. There's something that people get wrong, which is this. Like, I think people are under the impression that Michael Irvin or Mike Trout or LeBron are more interesting than the guy who collects your garbage. And they're not. Like, they're not. In fact, I'm not saying they're less interesting, but oftentimes they are less interesting. I'll tell you something weird. I'm writing a book right now about Tupac, which is a super outside the box topic. I'm doing it. I know. I'm doing a Tupac Shakur biography. And I've been interviewing, I'm up to about 400 interviews. And I've been spending a lot of time like in the lower income housing in Baltimore and in Marin City, two of the places Tupac grew up.
Baltimore?
Yeah, I know. And actually I have some good stories, but
The Wire? Sheesh.
I've interviewed more fascinating people doing this book than I in all my years writing about baseball. Like people who just grew up in the projects, people who are dealing crack, people who are like conflicted by dealing crack, people who desperately, and though like this is gonna sound dumb, but this is like one of the things, and it's weird to say to you guys, but like it's fascinating how many black men in America just wanted to make it to 25, right? Like just wanted to make it to 25. And if I made it to 25, then I thought I made it over the hill. And then from there on, I'm good. And like the beauty of this job, period, the beauty of this job is like somehow or another, a white guy from upstate New York gets to be exposed to people from all different walks of life and gets to hear their story. It is the honor of my life. It's truly the honor of my life. And that's the beauty of it all. And it doesn't matter. That's the whole thing. It doesn't matter if it's LeBron James or the drug dealer from Marin. Like everyone has their stories. Everybody has a story to tell. And you just have to sort of listen to them tell it, and you'll get a good story.